Greetings, guys! This is Blade Rich. Hope you guys are all doing well as usual. Today, it'll be mostly low sec, actually a bit of null sec PvP actually, it's a bit of a mix in this video. Took out some Drake Navies, which didn't go so well. Done a bit of interdicting in a Saber, which actually done quite well. Stole the idea of a Phantomite, he was doing quite well. A good little job in it, so I thought, oh, maybe I should give it a spin, see how it is. So it's a good fight against our friend GSR here. He's in a dual web breacher, which I feel like is going to be the meta going forward for the breacher. The dual web breacher is probably going to fall out of meta. It was really good before the patch, but now that it uses one web, can't apply its rage. And has no range control against, say, like a dual web Merlin that can just get into void range. Atron can get into void range. Like dual web Kestrel can use rage. I feel like if you can't apply your void or rage ammo in the current like scram kiting high DPS meta, I think you're kind of in a bit of a predicament. It doesn't matter too much for AFs if you have a lot of tank, but like T1 frigates and stuff, you really want to be using those voids and rage. So it's a cool little fight. I had Nova ammo loaded, expecting that what's called Merlin to be armor tank, but it's actually shield fit. He seems to be like a weird bait fit for these two Enios. I pull range off the second Enio, hoping to maybe kill him before the second one comes in. I think he cracks assault damage control, and it's not looking like I'm going to get him. I try to line out, but I call it again too late, hoping to maybe get an Enio, so we go down there. This is a dual web armor Corax, and I think this is the better Corax fit as opposed to the shield one now. Seen without, I'm using a, what's called, damage control in the lows instead of a ballistic control, which I'd normally use in a fit like this. And we're getting 9.5k HP, with I believe it's 3% missile implants, and power those two I'm using. We're getting 320 DPS in our rage missiles, which is really nice, especially against AFs and stuff, and it's pretty decent against like destroyers and stuff. So yeah, dual web, rage, meta man, void and all that, so GF to those guys. Okay, here we continue some 1v1s in this like armor Corax, and this is against shield Corax here. And our friend here, Gatling, good dude, had really good 1v1s against him, good dude to talk to. I orbit 6k here, he thought it was going to be the shield variant, so you see here, there he has Qatari Navy Mjolnir loaded, which I would recommend using rage, even with single web, you should apply totally fine to this Corax. But yeah, just guessing like Mjolnir thinking out shield fit is the bad call. You see, actually it's quite close, even despite this. He does get us into low armor. Had he maybe used rage, it would have been far closer, but if he definitely used Scourge here, he would have won this probably. Just because like I'm shooting kinetic into his shield resistances, and he'd be shooting Scourge kinetic into my armor. This is against the Corax, another 1v1 against this gentleman. I want to pull out to 9k, or orbit 9k, get out of his void and null range. He actually starts this fight with null, and you'll see how long it takes us to get out of his void range. Had he used void at the start here this fight, he would have won. Which he was kick himself for after the fight, because it takes us so long to pull out of void range. That'd be about now. We'd be pulling out void range, but he's stuck with null that whole fight. Still a pretty close fight that, but I was expecting to pull range a bit quicker, but he was AB web, and Corax isn't really known to be the fastest. This is a Drake, like, Drake Navy did not treat me well. I have really bad piloting here. This is the only cool... Oh, cause to say, I killed this Icky, which was really sweet. This Drake Navy's doing like 1.1k each DPS, so just nuke stuff. I have Kinetic Scourge loaded here. I believe Kinetic's a really good resistance to shoot against T2 Tricolab ships. He's not faring very well here. So I'm like, okay, this is good. He does pop the assault damage control at one point. Turn off heat just whilst that does its thing. Going to pop it back on. But yeah, the Drake Navy fit I'm rocking doesn't really have crazy tank. That's about, I think it's like 6k HP. But I'm got the MGD, which is what I'm like sacrificing a lot of tank for, which is really nice, I feel. So I get a lot of loot of this dude, so I'm pleasantly pleased. This has pretty much covered one of the losses of this Drake Navy that I get. I did kill a couple of VNIs also. But you'll see in this upcoming clip I make some mistakes, man. Alright, first and foremost, Hecate's on top of me. Okay, this is fine. Nova Rage loaded. Be able to nuke him. No baller. This is fine. I'm just hoping maybe the Kiki would come in. If he was just like kiting me and I couldn't kill him, I could just MGD out. Cyclone descan. Okay, perfect. Let's what's called reload to Mjolnir Rage missiles. That's a great what's called damage type to be shooting against the Cyclone. Quickly switch to Scourge Rage to see the Loki. Okay, I want to ram that Loki, get scram on him. He starts pulling range. I'm like, oh, this isn't a good situation. Instead of reloading back to Mjolnir, another 10-second switch, I stick with Kinetic. I'm going to Cyclone because the Loki's pulling range. Had I maybe switched back to Mjolnir, went on the cyclone, we'd have probably been able to break him. So you see he's struggling even with kinetic damage here, but I just didn't want to go for another 10-second reload. Might have been to my detriment if I loaded Mjolnir, kill this cyclone, and MGD away from Loki, might have skipped. This is the second Drake Navy attempt. I get myself at a dead end. Thought that was a smart idea. And then there's a little gate camp. I don't know, maybe I should try an MGD here at start. Try and reapproach gate. And it doesn't go so well for us. So that's like half a build down the drain, boys. You see why we need those 5 out of 10 loot and stuff. Because like I just go through S like that, man. So not too good goes on those Drake Navies, unfortunately. I do get better luck with the Saber, though. Okay, for our first fight in the Saber, it's against a Heki, and I was kind of worried about this matchup, just because I knew he was probably going to be MWG dual web, which every Heki is, and I'm dual prop, so I think I'm slightly faster than the Heki, just because of my AB, but I believe two T2 webs, he equates like 82% slow or something. So I've done some math in my head, I was like, alright, we really need to get like a good sort of what's called scramming before he gets like a good bit of inertia towards us with his speed. I keep at 7.5k here. I have hail loaded, and I was super scared of getting close to him because I don't actually know what the void range of a Hecate is. So yeah, I basically stick around 7.5k. We're very far off of hail at this point. I end up bringing it down to 5k, I think. To get a little bit closer. 5k should be fine, right? I wasn't really thinking about the kind of ranges this Heki was going to push out. And thankfully, he doesn't have null in the hold. So had he switched to null, this would have been a bit of a more interesting fight, right? If he switched to null, it probably just got closer and hail him down. So if hail and a Saber, we're doing about 515 DPS with the power of those two. So it's quite DPS heavy, actually. I was really surprised. And we're dual props. I quite like this fit. It forces people to fight you, is what I really like about the Interdictors, actually. I'll probably fly a lot more of these. Phantom might have had the right idea. So this is against another Saber. There's a Loki on the other side. He just jumped through. I jumped in here and I want to kill his Saber buddy and then basically run. I'm very sloppy at this whole Dulsec thing. I want to keep him at 1k here and just like hail him down. I'm expecting this to be just like a pure fleet Saber. Or not very DPS intensive Saber, which he doesn't appear to be. So I burn out my goddamn bubble thing, which sucked. But hey, what can you do? This Saber's very much going down. I've got a lot of tank left. I'm just waiting for that Loki to come back. He does. He yell boxes me, and I'm kind of worried at this point. Cause had he get like 2 webs on me in a long point or something, I'm gone. But he seems to be very skeptical about targeting me. Actually, he does end up doing so, but he's the only Loki that doesn't fit webs. He's like heavy. Like what's that? Fury heavy missiles. Okay, interesting. He must have been a very bizarre fit. Maybe hoping for the Saber to lock me down and he comes in for the extra DPS. Malediction didn't seem very keen either, so I end up just disengaging and warping off, popping another filament to Garista burner space where I find a Snargle and I was really hoping he was going to be a mission runner. So basically I ram him, try and get heal, ideally keep him at 200k here, but he seems to be a weird AB fit. Or he has like a lot of range control on me. I think he has AB. He seems going incredibly fast. Even when I get scram on him, I'm not making much headway in getting close to him. His buddies start landing. I should have switched to that Cormorant, man. At this point, I should have really known I was not going to kill that Nurgle. Jackdaw. This is definitely for Saber, unfortunately. But it had a good run. There's a few other things I killed, but they weren't really worth showing. Got a nice fight against Catalyst. Some arm miscellaneous, like just pods and noob ships. So GF to those guys. Saber done us quite well there. Okay, the rest of the fights in this video will be Jaguar. Now this is a fit I stole off a Siege Green guy that I killed in the dual rep Harpy. No, dual web Harpy, sorry, not dual rep. I really like the look of it. It's cheap. Well, the one he wasn't flying cheap, I made it cheap. Now, I really messed up in this engagement. The reason I'm so confused, mate. I'm like, why am I pulling range from his autocannon Thrasher? Why am I taking so much damage here? He's dual web AB, autos with hail, so that's why we're taking so much damage here. I don't know if it doesn't have a scram, and this is a really spooky fight. They only lost my Harpy first, Jag, first time taken out here. I was like, Jesus, what is going on here? But, we do end up eking it, albeit very close. That was very, very scary fight there. I should have really been more keen on keeping an eye on what like E-Warrior's using there, so that was really close. This is against the dual web Harpy that I mentioned before, and we've recently done a video on. I was kind of expecting this, so I've got my new heated. He's got range control on me, so I can keep him at. If I just kept him at here, he'd be able to apply perfectly. So he seems like he's just approaching me. I'm going to orbit my 500, and you'll start to see that he mistracks a little bit. You'll see that get grazings, occasional little miss here. He does notice this, and he ends up pulling his range. You'll see that here. So then I could manually orbit, or what's called pilot here, but I'm terrible at that. So I orbit him 2.5k. If you sort of, what's it called, predict what they're keeping you at, keep at range wise, and you orbit them at that range, you're going to sort of orbit them, if that makes sense, and make it some damage. As opposed to manually piloting, which I'm awful at, I should really do more of. It's a good way of mitigating damage some form. Our new took effect, and yeah, his red burn guns are starting to struggle there. So that's a great little fight against that Harpy. It's against a Corax. I really like Jack. I used to fly quite often. But it was like a cap injected PIF C type one. I used to fly not this dual medium and C one. Which this is a cheaper variant. I also used to run it with crystals. Which was a bit diseasy. But you're able to take on like cruisers and stuff, and it just takes so long, but you can do it. This is a dual web hull buffer 4X, which was using the MWD. Had he had an AB here, he would have actually been applied to this, and it would have been kind of spooky. So I warped to this belt. There was a venture there, but he was baiting for this Caracal. So once I orbit 1k, it's pretty much GG. Sorta. He seemed to be kind of new. Had he been not so new and been using T2 rapid lights, he could potentially burst through us. You see that we are being forced to tank quite a lot here. It's not often you see a web on a Caracal. That's actually helping him make, apply a lot more of his light missile damage. Had he not had that, we'd probably been able to tank better. Punisher in it at this time. I'm a bit worried. Not too much though, because the Caracal seems like he's going down. I'm going to put in Ute on the Punisher, because the Ute's doing nothing for us against the Caracal. The Caracal's nearly done. I'm like, yeah, sweet, GG. And once he's dead, I'm fairly confident I can kill this Punisher. But yeah, we're not really using too many implants with this Jag. We're just using 2-3% missile implants and improved blue pill and those 2 hard shells, so no crystals or anything. Although this bit would be pretty gnarly with crystals, but I'm trying to keep my what's called fits relatively cheap and not require too much implants. We might do more videos with like more implants and stuff. Like before the start of this series, man, when I was rocking the hook bell with like the 2 bell genopods, like the I don't know, like 200 mil hook bell, I guess you could estimate that. Man, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in that particular day or like month. Do you want to go super try hard, or do you want to keep stuff sort of like chill and cheap? And at the moment, I'm sort of in a chill and cheap sort of mood. Yeah. So this Punisher's a brick. He seems like he's just a bait fit, just hoping to like keep someone scrammed down or something. But I'm fairly confident I can kill him. Oh well, I've got him new there. Omen Navy. I am freaking out by the way, because if this guy lands at 0. I can orbit him close, and it's so GG, but he's smart and he warps at range here. I'm really hoping he's not MWD fit and he's not a competent pilot. He seems to be MWDing, long pointing, which sucks. I'm like, alright, I need to get out. I see the Caracal. But had that Omen Navy warp at 0, I can underneath his guns, and then just need the tiny Caracal. Would have been able to kill the Omen Navy. It might have been a bit rough if he had a Newt, and then we could have moved on to the Caracal. But anyway, on to this next fight. I don't know what it is with people baiting for Caracals, man. This Algos is baiting for that Caracal. I killed Algos, and this is a long point Caracal which just chills at 0. Get scrammed and orbit them. Now this Caracal's, I wouldn't say it's more competently fit, or the pilot's got more SP, right? He's like dual large shield extend, not shield extender, sorry, ANSI booster. And it takes a long time to kill him, man. Looking at his missiles here, yeah, he was using Fury this whole fight, and that's kind of what caused them to lose this. So he is still making me like tank a lot here. Had he been using like faction light missiles, I think it would have potentially killed me or forced me off. I just started killing my drones here, and in hindsight, I should have just killed his. Like, is it free drones that Caracal can use? Just to sort of help me with the tank here. You notice I'm sort of struggling. It gets me into hull, but if I can time my medium man says with his like reloads and my assault damage control, I can tank him enough as to where I can kill him. I'm actually surprised I was able to break him before he was me. Or, well, spoilers. Just because of the dual large, what's it called, ANSIs. I think he would have been able to keep on using one of them each unless he was doing it incorrectly and both using like one then the other. supposed to running one dry, letting that reload whilst he uses the other. Just cause Jags in particular are known for the DPS, and this one, the only DPS increase we have is in the regs with a T2 damage reg. So I think it was like 220 DPS, like heated with rage missiles. If we're using faction missiles and like the 2 drones, I think it's doing like 150 DPS, so it's not a DPS monster. This is our last fight against this Catalyst. Zilgus? Dude, I'm probably mispronouncing the name. Good pilot, a good little fight here. Another real downside to the Jaguar is it doesn't have any missile range bonuses. So if rage is only heading out to 8.5k here, so I would like to pull out my orbit farther than 7.5k here, get a bit further out of his null range, but since I want to use rage here, I kind of need to chill at 7.5k. Which again sucks, he's still applying damage, not enough to force us to sweat whatsoever. I've got both like my small lances chilling, I can use the assault damage control if I wish. The new... It's taking a little bit of effect here. It might have actually been worth just turning that off. Actually, no point not to use it since we're almost cap stable with it. I think it's like 4 minutes we last with it. Which wasn't really too much of a reason not to. Then Curses comes in, but he ends up warping off. So, GF to this, guys. So yeah, boys, that's all the content I got for you. In the background, you'll see the DDs I did. I only recorded getting a loot of 6 of these DDs, but I done 8. You'll see the final loot at the end. But yeah, do hope you guys enjoyed. I've got some plans, man. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in it, but I want to try and do DD guides for like nearly every D&D or DED site. I've never done past like 6 out of 10, so I don't know if to like up to 1 to 6 for every faction, and I don't know, do something different. Maybe do 7 out of 10 DDs to the 10 out of 10s. I'm not sure if that would be something that would interest you guys. I'll crack them up anyway. It'll give me something else to do, another video to put out maybe every week. Yeah, actually, like, if you've ever watched Johnny Pugh's videos, they were actually some of the videos that got me into Eve. Dude, when I was like studying high school, just chuck some of those on whilst listening to them while studying. Maybe paying more attention to the actual videos and the whole studying thing. Which, you know, was bad. Be good at your studies. I was bad at my studies. I should have done a lot better. But hey, so I'm curious to see if you guys... I'm going to work on a 5 out of 10 guide and try and get out tomorrow. It shouldn't take too much editing. It shouldn't take too much of my time or work to do since I've already got the footage. But just put it out there. I'm curious to see what you guys like thoughts are on that. If you guys be interested, because I'm mostly a PvP channel, right? Just occasionally a bit PvE. But yeah, give me something else to do. And maybe more content to put out there. But anyway, enjoy your Wednesday, guys. Going on Thursday. Might be Thursday by the time I put this video out. But anyway, take care, man. Guys, I'll stop mumbling.